Hello everyone, my name's Jude and this is Lammy, and together we are Little Lamb Tales. Welcome to our video story blog. Each week Lammy chooses some things from our story tin and I'll tell a story. I wonder what you're going to choose this week, Lammy. Let's see. What's it going to be? Lammy has chosen a dog this week. Oh, this is a lovely story. I hope you're sitting comfortably. This story was told to me by a very famous storyteller called Taffy Thomas, who lives in the Lake District, and this is where this story is set. It goes like this. A long, long, long time ago, when the whole of the Lake District was covered in trees and mountains, there lived a little brown dog. And he had a lovely time going around the woods, doing all the kind of things that dogs do, sniffing the trees and digging for bones. But one day he thought, I'd like a friend. And so he set off to find a friend. And in the distance he spotted a hare with really long ears. And he went over and he said, "Hey, hare, can we be friends?" And the hare looked at him and said, I'm not sure, but okay, we'll give it a go. And so the hare and the dog spent their day going around the woods, sniffing the trees, digging for bones, having a lovely time. And it got to the end of the day and the dog thought, oh, this is great, I've found a best friend. And as the sun went down, he stretched and he yawned and ow! And the hare said, shh, what do you think you're doing? Don't do that. If you do that, Wolf will come and he will eat us. And so they lay down and the dog thought, well, hang on, I don't want to be eaten by Wolf. So the very next day said, hare, you're right, it's not worked. I'm going to go now. And off he went. And he went through the woods until he spotted Wolf. And he went over and he said, hey, Wolf, can we be friends? And the wolf looked at him and said, I'm not sure it will work, but okay, we'll give it a go. And they spent a lovely day running around the woods, chasing one another, sniffing the trees and digging for bones. And it got to the end of the day when the sun was coming down and they found somewhere to sleep. And the dog thought, oh, this is my new best friend. And he stretched and he yawned and ow! And the wolf said, psh, please don't do that. If you do that, the bear will come and he will eat us. And so the dog lay down and thought, hang on a minute, I don't want to be eaten by the bear either. So the next day he got up and he said to Wolf, you're right, it's not working. I'll be off now. And off he went through the woods until he spotted the bear having a scritch and a scratch against a tree. And he went over to him and he said, hey bear, can we be friends? And the bear looked at him and said, I'm not sure it will work, but okay, we'll give it a go. And so they spent the day in the woods having a lovely, lovely time, digging for bones and sniffing the trees. And it got to the end of the day, just as the sun was setting. And the dog stretched and he yawned and ow! And the bear said, shh, please don't do that. If you do that, man will come and he will capture us and he will put us in a cage. And so the dog lay down. He thought, in a cage? I don't want to go in a cage. I think I best go. So the next day he said, bear, this has been lovely, but you're right, it won't work. I'm off now. And off he went. And as he went through the woods, he spotted Man. And he went over to the man. He said, hey, Man, can we be friends? And the man said, yeah, sure, that sounds great. And so he spent the day throwing the stick and the dog brought it back and the man threw the stick and the dog brought it back. Oh, it was such fun. And the dog really enjoyed himself and he thought, oh, please, I hope I'll be able to stay with him. And it got to the end of the day just as the sun was setting. And the dog thought, uh-oh, here we go. And he stretched and he yawned. Ow! And he waited for it. But the man said, great, please keep doing that. If you do that, it will scare away all the burglars and we will be safe. That's great. Brilliant. So the man was happy to keep the dog and the dog was happy to be with the man. And ever since then, dog has been man's best friend. The end. We hope you join us next time for another story. Bye.